Hey everybody, this is Father Sean here with a little bit of a special announcement for everybody involved with the CCD program at St. Joseph. So as you probably know, the Faith Center, which is that big old school building where our CCD takes place, is about ready to undergo a major renovation. You probably know that already in the past we've redone the roof, we've redone the windows, the brickwork has all been tuck pointed. But now it's time for us to go inside. And this is huge. Like, this hasn't happened in 75 years. Like, literally it was 1948 or 1949 the last time a major renovation like this took place in that building. So to say it's overdue is maybe an understatement, but now's the time that we're gonna do this. Actually, at the end of this month of February of 2025, we're gonna go in there and begin all of the work to replace HVAC and electrical and plumbing and put some walls and rearrange some things. So it's a whole thing. Unfortunately, that means we won't be able to have CCD in there. I'm sure all the parents know that you really don't want your kids around when construction projects are happening, you know, so there'll be all sorts of things happening in that building. So we won't be able to have CCD at this time. And that'll last probably throughout 2025. The goal, the anticipated goal, is by the first week in January of 2026 that we'll be able to go back in. Of course, we can't promise that because you never know really what happens with a construction project. So that's the goal though. So that means we need to adapt. And one of the exciting things with this happening is the teachers at St. Joseph have adapted really well and gotten really creative. It's been kind of an exciting thing to see what we'll do next. And just maybe a point of clarification. If you're watching this video and you've got kids or family members that go to Immaculate Conception CCD, St. John CCD, or St. Lawrence CCD, no changes happening there. All of that will remain the same at those locations. No change, right? Just so everybody's clear, that nothing different's happening. Also, everything in the other building will still happen. So that would be the junior high, the 7th and 8th grade Edge at St. Joseph will still meet downstairs in the basement. Also, the Life Team, the high school program that's in the upstairs big room, the PLC, that will still happen. So those are still happening. It's just everything in the old school building, which is 1st grade through 6th grade. That's where we've got to get creative. So how we're going to do that is, one, we're going to do some big group things. We're going to use the church. We're going to use some smaller spaces. So we're just going to put on some family nights where you can bring the entire family. If you've got younger siblings that aren't quite at CCD age, maybe they're 4 years old or maybe they're 5 and they're just not in 1st grade yet, you'll be able to bring them. You'll be able to sit as a family. So we want to really encourage parents to come along and to bring the family. You know, mom and dad can come. And if you're dropping off older kids like junior high students, what a perfect opportunity to just come and be part of all the things that we're going to put on for our families. And I know sometimes for parents, the little window that you have at CCD is the time where you've got a chance to maybe go grocery shopping, take care of a few errands, maybe get some time to clean the house. But this is a unique time. And you may not know, this is a great Jubilee year. Every 25 years, the church celebrates a great Jubilee. So this is an opportunity maybe to dive just a little deeper into your faith this year. So we want to invite parents, we want to invite family members, and not just invite, but like strongly encourage. You should really come. Why wouldn't you want to come? God's doing so much, so many great things in your life. So you might wonder, okay, so what things are we doing? So February 12th, when you're watching this, it might have already happened. I'm recording it before February 12th, but by the time you're watching this, it might have already happened. February 12th is the last night of CCD in that building. Then we're going to move into empty the building, and then demolition begins. Really kind of, starts with that. That's the first thing that happens. So what are we doing instead? You'll get calendars. You'll get all sorts of communication and information, hopefully to keep everybody on track and abreast of what's going on. each individual class might be doing something different. So just to put on the creative hats that our catechists, our teachers have, they come up with some really creative nights. They don't want to lose track of their young people, their students that have been in their room. So they might, on a night when there's nothing happening, they might try to do something in the church, or they might try to do something at off campus, or do something after Sunday Mass. So sometimes classes are going to do different things. Okay, so what are we doing for everybody? Big group, family members. The first thing is on Wednesday, the 26th of February, we're going to have a big group night getting everybody ready for Lent. So that's the 26th. We're going to talk about Lent. What are things you can do as a family for Lent? What can you do as an individual for Lent? Why do we have Lent? All of those sorts of things. We'll be working on that. Because the next Wednesday, the 5th of March, is Ash Wednesday, the first day of Lent. So those will kind of go hand in hand. And then kind of providentially, a couple weeks later, on the 19th of March, is always the feast day of St. Joseph, the patron of the church. And so we'll have a special Mass in the evening for the feast day of St. Joseph. That'll be open to the whole parish. There'll be a couple details about some unique things with that Mass. But want to invite everybody to come for the feast day of St. Joseph on March 19th. And then the week after that, on the 26th, we're going to have a night on the Mass, a night on prayer to dive in. Like, why do we do the things that we do at Mass? Was it just a couple old guys in Rome figured this is what we'll do every week? And even if you've wondered, like, the Mass is boring. I just don't get it. It's the same thing over and over. It's just, why do we, what? So we're going to talk about the Mass. Hopefully maybe pull back the curtain, give a little bit of the explanation, maybe build a little bit of excitement for Mass. So that's the 26th. We're not going to have anything big group-wise the following week. We actually have a parish mission. Hopefully you've heard about that. That'll be Sunday the 30th through Tuesday the 1st. So we won't do anything big group April 2nd. But then on April 9th, we're going to get everybody ready for Holy Week. Holy Week is just, oh my gosh, it's just the greatest week in the life of the church. It's the week that everything changed. So we're going to have a night about Holy Week. That's the Wednesday, and then Holy Week begins with Palm Sunday the very next Sunday. So that'll be a Holy Week. And then we're going to wrap things up the 30th of April with a big night about Mary. April 30th is the last day of April, of course. It's going to be the last day of CCD. But the entire month of May is dedicated to Mary in the church. So we're going to prep everybody, kind of get things ready for the month of May to celebrate the Blessed Virgin Mary. So that's the outline. You'll get everything in writing. You'll get everything communicated to you. But we just, again, want to strongly encourage families to come. This is a unique time for us to dive into our faith. And it's amazing that it begins with the holiest time of the year as we get to celebrate Lent and Holy Week, and ultimately the resurrection of Jesus from the dead. And I know I said at the start that the renovations are going to take place into through the end of 2025. We're not quite sure. We're going to see how these kind of big group things go before we plan the fall semester of CCD. So we'll communicate that as best as possible. So again, just pay attention to the calendar, email, all that sort of stuff. The dates I went over, you can of course write those down in your calendar. And maybe there'll be a screen here at the end, a page with all of those different dates to put in your calendar. So looking forward to this. This is actually kind of exciting. We get a chance to try something new, get a chance to dive a little deeper into our faith in these ways. So look forward to seeing you throughout these next few months in a particular way. We'll see you at Mass. And if you have any questions, our team, Angie Souls, Denise Scheiplein, they've been doing a great job organizing all these events. So we look forward to seeing you around for these events in the upcoming months. Take care, God bless, and we'll see you around at the church.